A Course in Miracles, Lesson 171. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Review Lesson 151. All things are echoes of the voice for God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. All things are echoes of the voice for God, and I am learning to listen, not with my ears, but with the quiet space behind them. Not with words, but with recognition. A knowing, a gentle yes in my belly, a warmth in my chest that doesn't ask for proof. An echo is not the sound itself, but the reminder. It's the mountain repeating the whisper, the canyon carrying the song of what was already sung. So when the Course says, all things are echoes of the voice for God, it doesn't mean we'll hear choirs on the freeway or voices in the grocery line. It means nothing is separate from love's original sound. The voice for God is the Holy Spirit, the memory in us that never forgot. It's the part of the mind that's still sane, still whole, still calm in the chaos. It's the soft inner nudge when we're about to judge and something says, pause, that's your brother, not your enemy. It's the moment we hold back a cruel word, or feel moved to offer kindness even when no one sees it. These are the echoes. A child laughing in the hallway. A breeze that stops you mid-thought. The way your dog looks at you like it already knows the truth. Echoes come in forgiveness that wasn't deserved. In silence when you could have argued. In awe when you thought you'd lost all wonder. All things are echoes because all things reflect what we have either blocked or allowed. And if I walk through the world hearing only fear, then I've turned down the volume of the voice for God. If I walk through the world hearing love in a stranger's smile, a sunrise, a goodbye that doesn't sting, then I've remembered what's always been. That still small voice never left. I just talked over it. But even that became part of the echo, because God is but love, and therefore so am I. There is nowhere I can go where the voice for God cannot reach, because there is nowhere love has not already gone. The voice calls me home in every moment, echoes me back to myself, speaks through the very things I once thought were in the way. Even sorrow echoes. Even loss carries a note of return. Even the worst mistake becomes a bell tower if I'm willing to hear it rightly. So today I listen, not to what the world says, but to what it echoes. What it really echoes. The voice for God, always calling, never yelling, just patiently translating everything back into love. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And so is everything I see. If I let the echo carry all the way back to the source, let this lesson be the tuning fork, let your life be the canyon, and let the voice for God echo freely again. Review Lesson 152. The power of decision is my own. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. The power of decision is my own. And I am ready to remember that again, not the kind of power the world worships, not the loud, the rich, the armored, the feared, not the muscles of war or the trophies of ego. This is the quiet power, the softest strength in the universe, the power to choose again, to choose peace over punishment, to choose stillness over spinning, to choose the present over a past I replay like a broken record. The root of decision is decidere, to cut off. To decide is to cut off every other option but the one aligned with truth. So when the Course says, the power of decision is my own, it means I have not been dragged through life. I have chosen my every interpretation. And that means I can choose again. I can cut off the thought that says I am guilty and choose instead the light that says I am free. I can cut off the need to defend and choose instead the power of defenselessness. Not weakness, but power that needs no armor, because it is already whole. The ego tells me power is control. That power is who wins the argument. That power is who can force or manipulate the fastest. But the Course says power is choice, and choice is always now. The past has no power unless I bring it here. The future holds no promise unless I invest it with fear. Right now, I can choose. I can choose not to blame. I can choose not to run. I can choose not to shrink. And that's where my power lies. Not in outcomes, not in circumstances, but in my choice to see with the eyes of love or the lens of fear. The power of decision is the power to remember who walks with me, to remember I am never alone. Real power is never loud. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It simply stands in quiet certainty, like a tree that knows its roots run deep. Today I will decide, not what the world should be, but how I will see it. Will I see through the cracked glasses of guilt, or through the clear light of forgiveness? I am not at the mercy of the world I see, because the world I see is coming from the decision I made in my mind, and now I decide again. The power of decision is my own. Not one thing has ever happened to me that I didn't choose in some form. And now I choose to wake up, to cut off what is not true, to return to what has never changed. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And so is the choice before me now. Choose fear, or choose love. The power to decide is still mine. And I remember now. That's all the power I ever needed.